Nicely done. Beautiful. Perfect. You're an expert. Look at all these timbers. Look at all that. There's I think we've cut like 35 pandanus so far. You need about 45, 50 to build a good house. So this is Willie's path of destruction going through here. And it's we're spending today collecting the rest of the timber, and we have to peel the skin off. That's what I do mostly. Clear out all the jungle, or just like a good path going out, and then we're gonna have to carry all of these pandanus timbers out of the jungle, and it's so heavy. And it's very heavy wood, and it's quite the process. Here's some more. I'm just kind of going through and collecting whatever we can. I'm ridiculous doing this all barefoot. All these pandanus are so freaking sharp. So yesterday I was getting like heat stroke out here working. It was so freaking hot, especially out here in the jungle with no wind and the sun's just beating down on you. The microphone went out. My microphone keeps going out, and I keep having to fix it. But anyways, so I was getting like terrible heat stroke past week out here. I mean, in the jungle it gets so freaking hot when you're working, and there's no wind coming in, and the sun's just beating down on you, and there's very little shade. But today in the boat ride in, there was like a big storm, like a big monsoon, and it just dumped down rain, and got like pretty decent mild hypothermia. It got really cold, but yeah, so today we have collected all the pandanus trees that we needed to. Took about 50, and so now we're just skinning them. We have to carry them out like a couple miles to the property, which is gonna be really hard because these things are really freaking heavy. So what we're gonna have to do is carry them out to the lagoon and then float them along the lagoon for about a mile, and then walk them across to the other side of the island, which is where I'll be building the house, or on the other side of the atoll part, from the lagoon side to the ocean side. And it's gonna be a good amount of work, but it sounds like we've gotten most of the harder work out of the way, which is collecting these things. And it's been a process so far, but we're getting there. 1 week down, and I'm hoping only 2 weeks left to go. Breakfast time.
Sige lang, parang ngayon kung ko kayo ngayon, bugin ng tayo ko rin.
Nowhere else in the world you can get like a beautiful blue lagoon like that, and then green grassy fields with like gorgeous jungle and birds flying everywhere. Look at that tree. This is a very, very unique kind of place. I've never seen anything like it. It's so beautiful here. The temperature is perfect too. Oh man, look at this trail. There's just these perfect little bike trails that lead through. Look at this tree. Oh my gosh. Everything here is just so magnificent. Look at this. So now I'm strolling from the lagoon side to the outside part of the island. There's actually a big lake right there. Freshwater lakes on an atoll is like it's a rare. I've never seen that before, other than Terlaina, the neighboring island. And look at all these massive taro plants, and they're huge. So it's been about a 15-minute stroll to the other side of the island. I'm looking for this big pristine beach that Chuck was telling me about. I've not found it yet, but it's nice because the lagoon side's over there, then you have the ocean side over there, which I'm about to show you. But in the meantime, look at this freaking taro plant. That is the biggest one I have ever seen. These things are humongous. I mean, you don't see taro this big. Like, this is freaking unheard of. This thing is many times bigger than I am. I crossed over from the lagoon, across through the jungle, and now I'm on the outer side of the island, the ocean side. It's a pretty high tide right now, and this isn't the beach that Chuck was talking about, but still beautiful. My house is gonna be down the beach that way quite a ways, and it's on like probably the biggest beach on the entire island, and it has like 70% of the surf. It has some really good surf apparently, and I am very, very stoked for that. It's gonna be literally the perfect place on the perfect island. Oh, and another really cool thing, before the Kiribati people showed up here, there were ancient Polynesians, and they built structures just like this one. You can see the foundations. Chuck was telling me about this. This is an ancient Polynesian foundation right here. It's just these rocks sticking up, and if I had to search around here a little more, I'm sure I could find some more. But yeah, they would make foundations just like that one, and the rest of it's all rotted away, and what remains is the foundations. There's some big ones over the other side of like old ancient manyabas, and look at this. This is so gorgeous. Wow. So the kids told Willie that they saw that where we were camping last night was apparently has a high spiritual or a ghostly presence, and that they saw a bunch of ghosts essentially last night, and they said they were female ghosts and they were naked and walking around. They told Willie this, and Willie told that to me. I'm like, oh, I must have been sleeping through this. But yeah, it's kind of that kind of place. I am so far behind on editing videos now. I have taken so many videos in the past year, and I am 1 full year behind on editing videos. I just passed the year mark of the last video I've done back on Kauai. So I've got a lot of catching up to do, but I also have way more cool things in the future that I'm gonna be filming. It's a huge struggle, and then getting this place going. God, I'm gonna be busy. That's okay though. Look at how picturesque these two palm trees are. So these massive trees here, the trees that the birds live in. I'm gonna go into the heart of the jungle area and set up a hammock, chill, and watch the birds. It's gonna be very pleasant. It's my kind of day. So I set my hammock up in a very beautiful part of the jungle, and I'm just gonna lay here and listen to the birds. They're actually pretty quiet right now, but I think it's because I showed up. But once I stay still for a little bit, they really get going, and they're everywhere up there. They're so beautiful. Look at this. I'm gonna crawl into my hammock now. Listen to them. They're going crazy. Good night, camera. I'm gonna put you down for a little while. I feel like if you could dream up of like your own paradise, like this would be it. Like this is the craziest thing I could ever dream of. I honestly don't think I could beat it. Maybe a few waterfalls, but it's okay. This will do just fine.
Kiki! Kiki!
Đó, có một bài ở chỗ này. Thì cả.
Well, last night I ended up going to the local Kava bar, and I drank way too much Kava. Got up middle of the night, started throwing up, and yeah, it was a lot of fun until it wasn't. Got up on a stage with Christmas, the lead fishing guide here, and sung karaoke for the first time in a big crowd, in front of a big crowd of people, and it was quite the experience. It was a lot of fun. Willie's friend was there, and he was on the keyboard, and he is a very good musician, very good keyboard player. He plays a lot of different instruments, and he does all the music on the island, and it was a lot of fun to watch. But now we're going to some event, and I just feel so terribly hungover.